Welcome to RK Reddy Chemistry Academy channel. Today we are going to discuss about classification of elements and periodic table. Why we need classification of elements? Means for this we need some history. By the year 1661 we know only 13 elements. And at the end of 18th century, at the end of 18th century, we know 11 more elements. So at the end of 18th century, we have only 24 elements. And by the year 1865, means it is almost the contribution for the periodic table was happened by the Mendeleev in this time only, that is 1865 to 1870. We know only about 65 elements, but till now we have 115 elements. 115 elements means the number of elements as the time growing on will be increased. Means from 1661 we have only 13 elements. In 1661 we have only 13 elements, but now we have 115 elements. As number of elements increased, it will become very difficult to remember the chemical information of the elements and the chemistry of the elements. What is chemistry of the elements? Some elements will react with some other elements, and some elements react among themselves. Some are not reacting, some are reacting, some are forming new compounds. What are the characteristics of that compounds? What are the physical and chemical properties of the elements and their compounds? All these were become very difficult to remember. So to overcome from this problem, some scientists tried a lot and give a much more contribution, a great contribution for the forming of the modern periodic table, namely those scientists as per chronological order. First scientist who gave a great contribution to the periodic table, Lavoisier. He gave his contribution in 1718 and almost it is 18th century. 18th century. Please note down if you are interested. Why? Because if we know the history, it will give some interest to the topic. 18th century. And second scientist name is Doberliner. Doberliner is German scientist. He gave his contribution in 1829. Third scientist name is Newlands, John Newlands. He is British scientist. He was given his contribution in 1865. And fourth scientist name is Lothar Meyer. Lothar Meyer. He was given his contribution from 1864 to 1870 for the classification of elements and periodic table. And fifth scientist name is Mendeleev. The Mendeleev contribution is very, very important for the competitive exams purpose. Mendeleev's classification. In 1869, Mendeleev given his contribution. And third scientist name is Moseley, who made modern periodic table. Okay. So according to Lavoisier, who was given his contribution to the classification of elements, he divided elements into metals and non-metals. Metals and non-metals. His simple classification of elements comes into failure when metalloids were discovered. What are metalloids? Metalloids are the materials which have both metallic and non-metallic character. Next, Doberliner law of triads. Doberliner was the German scientist. According to Doberliner, law of Doberliner. What is law of Doberliner? According to law of Doberliner, if we arrange any three elements in the increasing or decreasing order of their atomic weights, what we say, if we arrange any three elements in the increasing or decreasing order of their atomic weights, the first and third elements average of atomic weights is equal to the middle or second elements atomic weight. Once again, see here, If we arrange any three elements in the increasing or decreasing order of their atomic weights, the first and third elements average of atomic weight is equal to the middle or second element's atomic weight. Then those three elements are said to be double inner triad, or those three elements are making double inner triad. And according to the double inner, these three elements have same physical and chemical properties. Example lithium atomic weight is 7, sodium atomic weight is 23, potassium atomic weight is 39. First element atomic weight is 7 and the third element atomic weight is 39 by 2, 46 by 2 equal to 23. So what is 23? 23 is the atomic weight of sodium, which is middle element when we arrange lithium, sodium, potassium in the increasing order of their atomic weights. Then these three elements, lithium, sodium, potassium, are said to be double inner triad, and these three have same physical and chemical properties. We have some more examples like chlorine, bromine, iodine, and sulfur, selenium, tellurium. Okay. What are the merits of double inner theory? Double inner creates a relation between classification of elements and the atomic weights of the elements, and atomic weights are related to their properties. This is first merit. Second merit. Here he concluded that some elements will making a group with respect to their physical and chemical properties. This will give boost to some other scientist to work. Next, and what are the demerits of double inner triad? Demerits means he did not arrange all elements in double inner triads which were known at that time. Second demerit, this theory is failed for the higher mass elements and for lower mass elements, and it will not stand for the some chemical aspects when we discovered absolute measuring techniques for the atomic mass. Because the Bernoulli triads theory is purely based on atomic weights of the atoms of the elements. But when the atomic weights were absolutely measured, then this theory will not stand as per our chemistry rules. Okay, this is double inner triad. Next, Newland's law of octaves. Newland's law of octaves. According to Newland's, when we arrange elements in the increasing order of the atomic weights, the first element and eighth elements physical and chemical properties are same. It is resembles with the Indian musical procedure, that is sa, vi, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here first and eighth notations are same. Like this, according to Newland's also, the first elements and eighth elements physical and chemical properties are same when they are arranged in the increasing order of their atomic weights. For example, one thing we have to remember here, at the time of Newland's theory of octaves, the noble gases were not discovered. Please note this point. For example, lithium is there. Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. Neon is not there at that time. Sodium. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So first element is lithium and eighth element is sodium. Now we have clear idea. Lithium and sodium have in same group according to modern periodic table. So the lithium and sodium have same physical and chemical properties. Newland's law of octaves. Sodium, potassium, sodium after magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine. Argon is not there at that time. Next comes to potassium, calcium. After that, what is happening? Scandium. Okay, here we observe that boron, aluminium, scandium. This is for, let's say this is with first name number 1. This is as with number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So aluminium and scandium will have same physical and chemical properties according to Newland's law of octaves, but it is not happening. This is one demerit for the Newland's. But he has introduced a concept That is what? Periodicity. Periodicity. What is periodicity? Repeatness. What he is saying? The first and eighth elements are have same physical and chemical properties when they are arranged in the increasing order of their atomic weights. Okay. Next, so this is Newland's law of octaves. Here he failed to explain some aspects. Example, aluminum and scandium both will have same physical and chemical properties, but it is not happening in real conditions. He placed different elements in same group also. This is also one drawback, another drawback. And his Newland's law of octaves is only applicable for 56 elements at that time. These are the drawbacks. Next comes to Mendeleev periodic table. Mendeleev periodic table. Mendeleev periodic table. Here I am not discussing about Lothar-Meyer periodic table, periodic classification, because we will discuss in later classes. Periodic table. According to Mendeleev, the physical and chemical properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic weights. Once again I am repeating, the physical and chemical properties of an element are the periodic functions of their atomic weights. Once again I am repeating the periodic law of Mendeleev. The physical and chemical properties of an element are the elements are the periodic functions of their atomic weights. He arranged elements in 7 periods which are called rows and 8 columns. 8 columns means what? These are groups. 8 groups. These are what? Columns. 8 columns. In modified Mendeleev periodic table, we have 9 groups. Why? Because at first in Mendeleev periodic table we have only 8 groups. After that they introduced one more column, that is for zero group elements. In each column there are two subgroups. One is A group and another one is B group for the Mendeleev periodic table. Once again I am repeating, according to periodic law of Mendeleev periodic law, the physical and chemical properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic weights. In the periodic table of Mendeleev, there are 7 periods and 8 groups. In modified periodic table of Mendeleev, there is one more group, that is for 0 group elements, and each group has subgroups. Those are namely A subgroup and B subgroup. This is the first point. Each group is divided into 2 subgroups. One is A subgroup, another one is B subgroup. And periods, second point is about periods. In Mendeleev periodic table there are 7 periods. Those are rows. Those are also called rows. And he made some gaps. For the elements which were not discovered at that time. Later they discovered and placed in the position where the gap is left by the Mendeleev. Example, he made a gap, and in that gap he given one name for that element, eka-boron. It will be discovered as scandium in later years. Eka-boron. After that, Eka-aluminium means what? Gallium. Eka-silicon, germanium. Eka-manganese, that is what? Technetium. All these elements have gaps in the periodic table of Mendeleev at that time, and these gaps were filled by the later experiments by the scientists. Eka-boron is filled by scandium, Eka-aluminium is filled by gallium element, Eka-silicon is filled by germanium element, Eka-manganese is filled by technetium. Eka means unique. అలాంటిది ఒకటే ఉంటుంది. Okay, this is also a great point about Mendeleev periodic table. He left some gaps for the elements which were not discovered at the time of Mendeleev periodic table, and he corrected the atomic weights. As per his table, beryllium valency will be 2. But at that time beryllium weight is 13.5 and valency will be treated as 3. And equivalent weight is 4.5. But he discovered, or he corrected the beryllium atomic weight with 9. Why? Because according to his periodic table, the valency of beryllium is 2. What is the formula for atomic weight? Atomic weight is equal to equivalent weight into equivalent weight into valency, equivalent weight into valency. So Mendeleev collected atomic weights also. As per the formula, atomic weight equal to equivalent valence into equivalent atomic weight, equivalent weight into valence. This is the formula. This is the formula. And he placed beryllium in second group or second A group by treating beryllium valency as 2, and drawbacks of demerits or drawbacks of Mendeleev periodic table. First is anomalous series. He placed high atomic weight atoms before that of low atomic weight atoms. Example, tellurium atomic weight is 127.6 and iodine atomic weight is 126, but he placed tellurium before of iodine only, which is not correct way of procedure to arrange the elements in periodic table. It is not only happened in these two, but also happened in the case of cobalt, nickel, potassium and argon. These elements also are not arranged in the increasing order of their atomic weights. Next, second demerit is he placed some elements which are not with the same properties in a group. That is, he placed each group, or he divided each group into A group and B group. In this A group and B group, elements are not have with same physical and chemical properties. This is the another drawback. This is about Mendeleev periodic table. So you go through any textbook and get once again a clear idea about all these aspects, and the Mendeleev periodic table is very important for this study. And here I am stopping my class, and we will discuss modern periodic table and periodic properties in later class. And once again I am asking you to please subscribe my channel, like and share it, and also press the bell icon to get notifications when I will upload videos without delay. Thank you. Anand.